I remember when you came to Dallas and Fort Worth for NBC.
Yes,
I mean, we go back that
right,
far.
Right, we do, don't we? That's a long time ago, isn't it?
But we both have held up well, I think.
Thank you.
All right, whenever.
Okay, folks, we're rolling and we're speeding.
All right. They get a ticket that way, too.
Well, DeForest, I have looked forward to seeing you again because we've had these visits all along since
That's right.
since you were on NBC with
Right.
Star Trek. And I think, having seen this movie last night, I think that this is the best role McCoy has ever had, the best lines, everything. Now, I wonder if you agree with me.
I suppose, you know, I didn't know what to think. You know, when I read the script, I didn't much care. It was such a cute script. It was a kind of a picture you just thought, well, it'll be fun to be in this movie. And I didn't pay, honestly, too much attention to it. I just saw that he was kind of like Muhammad Ali. He would, you know, floated in like a butterfly and would sting a little and go back out. But I had not seen the movie until last night. And when I saw the movie in its entirety and all put together, I was simply delighted with it for everybody. I just thought it was a wonderfully entertaining movie.
I thought your role was so enhanced and so wonderful that, forgive me for saying this, but I thought it's like DeForest and his agent negotiating.
How nice to hear. What a nice compliment. Thank
Yes.
you. That's very nice to hear. Actors love to hear that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean it sincerely. Did you do the first pilot in '64?
Mm-mm. I was not in either one of the pilots. I did another pilot for Gene Roddenberry, a thing called 333 Montgomery, where I portrayed a lawyer, Jake Ehrlich, in San Francisco. And then I did another second pilot for him called Police Story. Gene was a policeman, you know, and was a cop for about 8 years, and he wrote a terrific story that we did. And that did not sell. Now, he had wanted me for Star Trek, the other pilot, but the network turned against me, and the feeling was that I had done so many villains and heavies that I was not right for the doctor role. So when the Police Story showed on these little reaction things they sent around, I got lucky and I got a high rating. And I was playing a criminologist, a lab man for the police department, entirely different thing. So they saw that and they decided that I would be okay for the series. So I started with it, but I was not in either one of the pilots.
What is the wildest Trekkie story you have ever heard, or maybe been associated with yourself?
Gee whiz, Trekkie story. I don't know, they get pretty wild sometimes, but the really wild ones I can't tell you, you know, it'd be terrible. I can tell you what I thought was perhaps the most interesting fan letter that I received. I received a letter from a girl. It was just a piece of cardboard, and taped to it was a marijuana cigarette. And she said, "You have turned me on so many times. I thought the least I could do is return the favor." I saved this, the only piece of fan mail I've ever saved, this little cardboard with a little cigarette stick in there.
I wonder, DeForest, if the purists are going to like this one as much. I think the mass audiences will be just crazy for it and will probably go back time and time again.
Yeah.
But the purist,
I don't know. We were talking about that earlier, and it's very likely that they will say, well, this is not what I consider, you know, real science fiction. But a great majority of the followers of Star Trek are going to love it. They're going to have a happy, good time with it because they know that we did this kind of thing in the series off and on. And it was time to do that kind of thing again, something with humor and lightness to show the human side of these people. I think that everybody's going to love it, you know, hopefully.
when you were making Star Trek 4, did you ever have discussions among yourselves saying, now wait a minute, are we getting too far away from what we're supposed to be?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Leonard would rein us in occasionally, He'd start to laugh. Now, look, fellas, this is not the Keystone Cops, And we'd have to straighten ourselves out a bit and bring it back in, you know, into reality, because Bill Shatner can be an extremely funny man, and, and when it all catches fire and everybody's acting a little bit nutty with it, it can get pretty ridiculous. But we had a good time making it.
Did you realize that you would get as many laughs?
No, you never do, and it's always a big surprise to you if you're sitting there, you know, and to hear them laugh at certain things that you didn't think they would laugh at. But I had no idea that they were going to laugh, and laugh in many places where they did.
Well, DeForest, it's good to see you again, and congratulations.
Thank
I think
you.
Star Trek 4 is a real trip, and I understand there'll be a Star Trek 5.
They're talking about that now.
All right, we'll see you then.
All righty.
Thanks.
Pleasure to talk to you again.
Very nice, thank you.
Quick phone.
Poto.
Yes.